People that are really adamant about creating their own reality, the law of attraction, manifestation. A lot of times the people that are really into this kind of work also went through a lot of trauma earlier in life. I can't ignore the fact that even within myself, there was a certain part of me that wanted to feel more like I was in control, trying to create a sense of safety through my manifestations, because if anything unknown were to happen, that's the scary stuff. Yeah. And what if what you could actually experience in your life was so much better than what you can even imagine? But we block it because we're like, no, I want my manifestations, it's on my vision board. It's basically about, are you attached to outcome or are you present to the moment and enjoying the process? I follow the thread of excitement, knowing that it's not my job to control how things happen. It's my job to focus on my energy state.
Let's have an honest chat about dating. It can feel confusing, right? Sometimes it seems like everyone else knows a secret rule book that you never got to read. Some people, often called pickup artists or PUAs, try to create this rule book. They make very long lists of what you should do to meet women. Some of their advice is actually pretty good and useful for everyone. But a lot of it takes a simple idea and makes it feel complicated and, honestly, a little bit sneaky. So, let's talk about what they get right, what they get wrong, and what truly matters when you want to connect with someone. First, the good stuff. The basic things they say women are looking for, they are correct. These things are not secrets. They are the foundation of any good relationship, even a first conversation. Think about it. Confidence. This doesn't mean you have to be the loudest person in the room. It just means being comfortable with who you are. It's about standing up straight, speaking clearly, and not being afraid to be yourself. Humor. Making someone laugh is a fantastic way to connect. It shows you don't take yourself too seriously and that you can bring joy into a conversation. A smile. A warm, genuine smile is universal. It makes you seem friendly, approachable, and happy to be where you are. Well-groomed. This isn't about being a movie star. It's about taking care of yourself. Clean clothes, a neat haircut, and good hygiene just show that you respect yourself. And when you respect yourself, others are more likely to respect you too. Emotional connection. This is the big one. This means making the other person feel something. It's about having a conversation that is more than just, what do you do for work? It's about sharing a laugh, a story, or a moment that feels special. The PUAs also talk about skills that are very important, like being patient, not giving up easily, and most importantly, being able to talk to new people comfortably. The best advice they give is to pay attention to how the woman is feeling and acting, and to change your approach based on that. This isn't a trick, it's just being considerate. It's about noticing if she seems bored, happy, or uncomfortable, and acting accordingly. This is basically just being a good person who is aware of others. Now, this is where the PUA advice starts to get strange. After all the good advice, they add a final touch with a bunch of psychological tricks. They talk about copying her body language exactly, repeating her favorite words back to her, and trying to anchor her feelings like she's a dog being trained. They say not to argue with her and to use presuppositions to guide what she does. This is where they lose the plot. The goal stops being have a genuine conversation and becomes win a game. The advice turns the woman from a person into a puzzle to be solved. A quote from them says, "Regular chatting is boring, and you need to be the guy who can lead her into a romantic state of mind." They say this is what sets you apart. But here's the simple truth. People are not robots. You can feel it when someone is being fake with you. You can sense when someone is following a script instead of listening to you. These tricks might feel clever, but they often create a feeling of unease, not attraction. The other person might not know why they feel uncomfortable, but they will feel that something isn't right. It feels sneaky because it is sneaky. Real connection is built on mutual honesty, not on one person trying to control the other. So, let's make it simple again. Let's translate their complicated list into something real. Yes, you should try to be confident, funny, and well-groomed. These are great goals for anyone. You should absolutely work on being a good communicator. This means being patient, listening more than you talk, and paying attention to the other person's feelings. This is what makes you a good friend and a good partner. But forget the sneaky tricks. Instead of copying her movements on purpose, just be engaged. Nod when she talks. Lean in a little if you're interested. Just act like a normal, attentive human being. Instead of hunting for her trance words, actually listen to what she is saying. If she says she loves painting, ask her what kind of painting she does. Be curious about her life. Instead of trying to anchor her feelings, just focus on having a good time together. Be the kind of positive, fun person that people naturally enjoy being around. Instead of seeing touch as a tactic, let it happen naturally. A light, friendly touch on the arm during a laugh can feel natural. Forcing touch because a checklist says to will feel weird. And most importantly, talk to her like a person. Talk about your hobbies, your dreams, your favorite stupid movie. Ask her about hers. The small talk about work or school is just the starting point. You move past it by being genuinely interested in her answers. The real way to set yourself apart from other guys is not by using magic tricks. It's by being the one guy who is truly present in the conversation. It's by being authentic, kind, and genuinely interested in getting to know her. The biggest secret, the one the PUAs are missing, is that there is no secret. There is no perfect line or magic trick. Real connection is about being a good person who knows how to have a good conversation. It's about being brave enough to be yourself and kind enough to let the other person be themselves too. Everything else is just noise.